Hello, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Reed Suri. I am a Senior Associate Director with Yale's Office of Career Strategy, and this is going to be a brief workshop focusing on an overview of resumes and cover letters, how to build them and how to write them. What we'll be covering today starts with really the formatting and content of resumes, a focus on your skills and how to represent them on a resume, a conversation around applicant tracking systems, what they are and how to beat them, and then finally, cover letters. So let's start with the basics. What is a resume and why do you need one? Really, a resume's goal is to communicate a snapshot of your skills, abilities, value, education, experiences, and leadership. Everything that makes you an attractive candidate to a potential job. The goal is really to highlight activities and experiences that demonstrate transferable skills that are valued by employers, research mentors, and more. You want to show industry employers the value that you might bring to their team. The basic format of every resume is this. Start with a header, then perhaps a summary statement, which is tailored really to each application, a focus on your education, your work experience, your leadership, extracurricular, community service experience, and more. And then some skills and interests that will be, explicitly relevant to the fields that you are trying to enter. All of this should be on every resume, and we'll dig a little bit more into each of these. Let's start with the header. This really is some basic biographical information about you. First name, last name, address, phone number, and email address. This is basic contact information, important for any hiring manager to know. The final three things that you can include in a header are really extra information that could be very relevant. Your LinkedIn, any portfolio links, GitHub, for example, or perhaps you have an arts portfolio, your own website. All of these are great supplementary tools that are perfect to include at the very beginning of your resume. We have a sample one below. Next, just below that opening line is your summary statement. This is something that is completely optional and really is a piece of writing that is targeted at a specific position or specific industry. It's 3 to 5 lines in length. It quantifies relevant experience and shows value to that target position or application. You might want to showcase education, certifications, experience, key skills. Here is a pretty good example of one. Self-motivated, industrious junior at Yale University, majoring in history, obtaining a human rights certificate. Extensive archival research experience. You might want to insert specific information about a particular focus, and then seeking a summer internship in the industry that you're seeking. This is a little bit more of a detailed one, a little bit longer. And what you can see in this sort of second one is the person writing it has highlighted key skills and key phrases that might be very relevant to the jobs they're seeking. Fast-paced environments, consistent challenges, opportunities for growth, technical and communication skills, legal field, effective leader, team player, all things that hiring managers want to see. After that optional summary statement comes a summary of your education. This is important because you want to hit all the highlights. You want anyone hiring you to know the basics: where you studied, your major, the location of that university, your expected graduation date, or if you've already graduated, your graduation date, and any relevant coursework if that happens to be applicable. Additionally, any awards that you might have received. A quick note about relevant coursework is that relevant coursework really should be explicitly relevant to the fields that you're interested in. Go beyond just intro bio. Think about the coursework in genetics that you might have taken that would be applicable to a research startup that you're looking for. Following that, take a look at some technical skills. These include languages, computer languages, software, hardware, coding, certain toolkits, Keras, Git, DynamoDB, and broader skills that might be applicable to fields you're hoping to go into. Industry-related areas of expertise should really be showcased here. Following that, we have your professional experience. These are all of your work experiences that will be able to showcase transferable skills. Each position should have 2 to 3 bullets showcasing your duties and specifically the impact you brought to the position. Here's a good example. Peer tutor for the constitutional law class at Yale University, met with 3 students weekly to work on exam prep for pre-law courses, wrote and graded an average of 4 homework assignments per week. Assisted professor during discussion sections by working with 2 groups of 4 students to discuss course materials. We get a clear sense of what the student has done as a part of this role, and they've quantified the amount of it that they have done. There's some key to writing very strong bullets under your work experience. First, the who, what, how, and outcomes. What does that look like? First is the what. What did you do? This is important. You want to highlight skills used, whether those are things like leadership or communication, or more technical skills that have been represented in something like a technical skills section. How did you do it? What were the techniques used? And then what was the outcome or impact? And you want to make sure that you can quantify results as much as possible here. You led a project to streamline a certain process by doing something, resulting in 100% increase in production. This gives a hiring manager a very clear idea of exactly what you did and the value you brought to this position specifically. Remember to lead with yourself as the actor for all of these. You want to focus on what you accomplished, how you did it, highlight the skills used, skills learned, and impact. A good way to think of this as well is task-based bullet points versus achievement-based bullet points. Task-based bullets focus on, a list of job duties, what you did day to day. They don't necessarily highlight skills or results. Achievement-based bullet points focus on what you accomplished, along with skills learned and the impact you made on the organization. You want to highlight verb tense as well. Highlight skills you already have and accomplishments you've already made. Verbs will usually be in the past tense. These are things you've already gained and already done. Here are a few examples. A couple of befores: explored the evolutionary origins of various cognitive processes by studying capuchin monkeys. The after delivered key insights on the evolutionary origins of cognitive processes by researching and analyzing over 100 years of literature on capuchin monkeys. The key differences in the second bullet point are: 1, the person has really put themselves in the driver's seat. They're delivering key insights here. This is something that not everyone is doing as a part of this project. They're giving some quantity. They're looking at research and literature from over 100 years. You get a good sense of time. Perfect. Similar to the second one, contributed to system for streamlined application submissions and tracking, developed an online application submission. We know that this person took a key role in the development process and what that development led to, saving HR staff 50 hours of time. Here is a quick exercise. Take a shot on the screen, take a look. 2 bullet points. Think about how you might be able to make them a little bit better. I'll linger for a second and then move on. All right, let's talk a little bit about applicant tracking systems. What are they? They are AI systems that parse through resumes to save companies time and make hiring processes more efficient. Google, for example, receives an astronomical number of resumes per week. Corporate positions receive an incredible amount as well. The vast majority of these resumes are automatically rejected. Hiring managers receive a small fraction, 5 to 10% of them, and actually read them. Many companies are using these now because it saves an incredible amount of time. Many combine these with personality questions, cognitive ability testing, or virtual interviews to make sure they aren't overlooking strong candidates whose resumes may not be perfectly formatted. However, you do want to make sure that you can beat these if possible. How do you do that? One, you write bullets that highlight skills, results, and outcomes that align with the position description. You should really be strongly considering the job descriptions for the positions you're applying to. Take a look through them, see some of the keywords, and highlight the skills that they're looking for on your resume. Make sure you use clear headings and generic formatting to ensure that AI systems accurately read your resume. Columns and creative design can look pretty on a resume that you're handing to someone directly, but they are not going to get past the ATS. You want to use a PDF to maintain consistent formatting, and resumes with a LinkedIn URL also increase a rate of callback if your LinkedIn profile is robust. So include that LinkedIn link and make sure that your LinkedIn is up to date. Here are some examples of formatting. It's clear, it's consistent. This is something structured to get past an ATS. I have another slide of this right after this. I'll linger on this one for a moment and then move on. When you're looking at these two slides and thinking about the formatting for your own resume, a couple key takeaways. First, the consistency of formatting. Each position is clear. A bolded title of the office, then in italics, the name of the position, then in neither the location, followed by the dates on the far right side of the page. Each bullet point is very, very clear, uses a lot of numbers, and highlights impact and skills used. Let's talk about your own potential use of AI in the resume building process. Generative AI is all around us now. A good tip for this is to generate first on your own an original draft of your resume. Put together all of those work experiences, those leadership experiences, your skills. Then use specific prompts for generative AI to give suggestions based on the opportunities that you specifically are searching for. You want to improve resume descriptions by highlighting transferable skills appropriate for the industry of your choice. Ask AI to make suggestions so that resume reflects skills hinted at in the target job description. Or perhaps you would like AI to workshop a summary statement that hits on all of the above points. All good uses of generative AI. Here is a quick exercise. Pull up your own resume, choose an experience, or think about an experience you've had that may not be currently represented on there. What skills do you want an employer to know based on this experience? Think about action verbs used to highlight the skill. And then what proof do you have that you actually have the skill? Think about the outcomes, think about results. How can you quantify that and show that to a potential employer? All right, let's talk about cover letters. The cover letter framework is pretty simple. You can think about it in terms of 3 paragraphs or really 3 parts: an opening, a middle that focuses on skills, and a conclusion. Before you start to write, you want to ask yourself a few questions. What is the employer looking for in a candidate? Go right to the job description. They will be pretty specific about what they're looking for. What are the requirements? What skills and attributes do you have that match the skills and attributes that the employer wants in that job description? Why do you actually want to work for this employer? When I say employer, I do mean the company, the firm, the research group broadly. Is the work that they're doing interesting to you? Do you agree with their mission? Is there a project that they've worked on in the past that is especially exciting to you? And then a different but related question: why is this specific position within the employer of interest to you? What skills do you have that make you think that this position is going to be interesting, fulfilling, and a great way for you to progress in your career? The opening paragraph gives a bit of a summary of, who you are. Rising senior at Yale, studying engineering. You want to give a little bit of context around the internship or job position that you're applying for. Be specific here. Why do you want to work for this employer? You're drawing a connection between who you are and why you are a good fit for the employer, both the company and the position. You want to end the introduction with a short thesis statement that highlights the 2 to 3 related skills that'll make you a great contributor to the role. For example, my experience conducting stats and analysis combined with the ability to take initiative make me a strong fit for the position. Then the middle paragraph or paragraphs are highlighting those 2 to 3 skills. We want to start each paragraph with a topic sentence that highlights one of the skills. And then you use the rest of the paragraph to showcase examples or an example of the use of that skill. You want to show how that skill can help you accomplish what is required for the position. Draw a straight line between your past experiences and the way you'll be able to execute using that skill on this job. Don't just restate your resume. You want to use the cover letter as an opportunity to expand on the resume, help a prospective employer make sense of your skills. Give them the full context that you may not have room for on a one-page resume. The closing paragraph is a summarization of your qualifications. You want to restate those skills, reiterate your interest in the employer, and invite them to speak with you further regarding how your qualifications align with their mission and purpose. That is the end of this short workshop. I'll pause on this page for some resources. We have a lot of information about resumes, cover letter, AI resources, and designing your career on our website. And I encourage you to check them out and learn a little more. Thanks so much for your time.